Yeah?
Yes.
Can you hear me okay when I speak like that?
Yeah.
You sure? I don't know how you do it.
You don't hear me?
I don't hear me. It's like, you know?
Well,
you're going to be okay, fine. Yeah,
it is difficult. I don't understand a word.
You see?
No, not a word. No.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for joining us, and especially I'm so happy to share this little stage with Irena and Vojtěch Havlovi. Thank you so much for being here.
Dámy a pánové, jsem rád, že jste přišli. Já jsem Vincent Moon a jsem rád, že jsem na pódiu s Irenou a Vojtěchem Havlovými.
Yeah, okay. Actually, is there anything else with their name as well? No, it's a bit strange, but anyway, it's a very last minute.
Byl tady jeden člověk, který mluvil francouzsky.
Great. So I am moderating our own talk. Yeah, there is no moderator, so we just go with the flow. Yeah. Cool.
Nemáme tady moderátora, takže Vincent se toho ujme.
How are you? You good? You've been here quite a few times, yeah? You've been playing.
Budete hrát?
We will play in 12 o'clock noon.
Yes,
Budeme hrát ve 12.
So yeah, they are going to be playing an extraordinary concert. Actually, the last concert of the day here at midnight.
Bude to zde a bude to poslední koncert dnešního dne.
But I was more wondering how many times did you come to Colors of Ostrava?
Kolikrát jste byli na Colors v Ostravě?
Maybe six times.
Really?
Asi 6krát.
I had no idea. Okay. Yeah. And every time you played in this small...
No, it was many different.
Okay.
Also in church.
Bylo to na mnoha různých místech. Bylo to i v kostele.
In church in Ostrava, in the town.
Ostrava, yes. Because it was in different places, this festival. It was also in
other places around Gatch. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Do you want anything? You want some
Celý tento festival se odehrává na různých místech.
Super. So, I don't know if you're familiar with their work, probably.
Nevím, jestli znáte.
Maybe more with their work than with mine. We met.
Setkali jsme se.
We met that physically in such a way, but it's nice to maybe share.
Teď nemluvíme o fyzickém setkání,
the story behind meeting the Havlovi. This is just going to last a few minutes before we start watching the most extraordinary film. We just started with the 6 people.
No, sorry, I didn't understand that.
That's fine.
Maybe I should sit somewhere in the front.
So basically, we made a very special film that I will be. Oh, thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Yo.
Yeah. So I've been researching on music. Let me start it like this. For many years, I was documenting. I was basically obsessed with music, and I wanted to document it with a camera. And quite early on.
Byl jsem posedlý hudbou, dělal jsem průzkumy hudby, všechno jsem dokumentoval s kamerou.
And quite early on, actually, I got very close friends with a band named The National.
V raných začátcích jsem se udělal jsem si velmi dobré přátelé, to byla skupina The Nationals.
And it's through them first that I heard your music. Because it's one of the musicians of The National who gave me a recording which was named Little Blue Nothing.
A jeden z těch hudebníků mi dal nahrávku, která se jmenovala Malé modré nic.
Yeah, that's a wonderful name in Czech.
To je to krásné české jméno.
And I got really obsessed with this recording because we did not know at the time where it was coming from. There's many stories behind, but basically I had no idea who were the musicians behind it.
Byl jsem tou nahrávkou úplně posedlý, protože vůbec jsem neznal ty hudebníky, kteří vytvořili.
And myself and 2 of my best friends, Gaspar and Antoine, we got really, really obsessed, actually. It was extremely what would be the right word?
Byl jsem to já a ještě další dva kamarádi. Byli jsme tou nahrávkou úplně posedlí.
It was a music which was very absolutely impossible for me to put in any genre, to put in any category, to put in any time, actually. I did not know if that music was recorded 50 years before or the day before. You know what I mean? When I discovered the music, I had this like, what? I don't know where it's coming from. You know, it seems to come from different eras.
Byla to naprosto nezařaditelná hudba. Nedokázal jsem to zařadit do žádné kategorie a dokonce ani do žádného konkrétního období. Jako nedokázal jsem říct, jestli byla vytvořena před 50 lety, nebo kdy bylo to naprosto něco zvláštního.
And finally, bon, just I fast forward a little bit. We actually even we learned that you were living around Prague at the time, and I'm talking about 15 years ago, probably 15 years ago, yeah.
Pak jsem zjistil, že to jsou hudebníci z Prahy a to bylo tak před 15 lety.
The film is 2008? No, okay.
Film byl natočen v roce 2008.
And I remember we even developed some different fictitious scenarios. We were thinking about, I don't know if you know that actually.
A přemýšleli jsme nad různými scénáři, kdo by to mohl být. A vlastně nevím, jestli to víte.
But we got so obsessed by this music that we developed different ways to meet with you. Because we learned, we found your contacts, we knew where you were, and at some point we were like, maybe we should just like show up and make a film with them. But do not like talk with them beforehand. We just we wanted to keep the magic.
Ale my jsme byli tou nahrávkou tak posedlí, že my jsme si vlastně vytvořili takový svůj způsob, jak se chceme s těmi lidmi setkat. Chtěli jsme zachovat tamto tajemství, takže jsme vlastně nechtěli ty lidi dřív poznat, než dojde prostě k nějaké hudební show.
And well, anyway, in the end, we actually met in Cincinnati.
Nakonec jsme se potkali v Cincinnati.
Because you got invited by the National to perform there in a festival, right? At Music Now Festival.
Festival.
And that was 2007.
Mezinárodní festival.
That was 2007. And then only a few months after, we decided, Antoine, Gaspar and myself, to come to Prague and to make a portrait, a documentary with you. A film that I really, really, really like. I would be very happy if you stay for it. We're going to show it in like 20 minutes.
O pár let později jsme se potom potkali v Praze a natočili jsme o vás dokument. A budu moc rád, když tady zůstanete a podíváte se na ten dokument.
And it seemed, how could I say? It was a moment of magic. We didn't stay very long. I think we stayed 3 or 4 days only in Prague.
V Praze jsme byli tak 3-4 dny, ne díl?
And it became, for me, a fundamental piece actually in my work even, you know, in my research.
Pro mě se to vlastně stalo základním kamenem mé práce, mého výzkumu.
Because I think there was underlying all this, there was something which deeply moved me in your music, and now I'm realizing I didn't know what it was maybe at the time.
Protože tam byly nějaké vrstvy, které vlastně byly pod povrchem, které mě hluboce ve mně něco, díky kterým se ve mně něco hluboce pohlo.
And it was the spirit, no? It was really there was something actually that we could call very spiritual behind your music, but it was not your music being so not associated with any kind of like, you know, clearly marked religious path. It's much more imbued in it, you know. There is this ghost, if I may use the word, you know. But there is this presence in your music which has always been moving me to tears. Maybe that's why I went then on a spiritual path after discovering you. You know?
Byla to taková spirituální hudba, ale nebylo to něco, co se spojuje s něčím konkrétním. Byl to duch v přítomnosti, bych řekl, a jestli se to takto dá popsat, a proto já jsem se vlastně dal potom na tu duchovní cestu.
Would you say that? Do you think that your music has been? How do you see basically the presence of the spirit, of the invisible in your approach to music? I would like
Řekli byste
to start
to také
like this.
tak, nebo jak vy vnímáte to spirituální, nebo to neviditelné, to, co je přítomno ve vaší hudbě?
No, hodně nás zajímá jakoby svoboda v projevu, takže my hodně pracujeme s improvizací a snažíme se vlastně hodně být vnímaví jakoby k přítomnému okamžiku. V tom je to asi hodně to, co ho tak jakoby oslovilo, že my, když třeba děláme koncerty nebo natáčíme, tak se snažíme hodně komunikovat s prostorem, s lidma a hodně používáme vlastně improvizaci jakoby zachycení toho okamžiku. To je pro nás taková jakoby podstatná.
Pak je ta hudba.
What is important for us is freedom of the music. We use improvisation a lot, and we try to capture the present moment. When we are in a concert, we try to communicate with space, we try to communicate with people, and we improvise a lot.
No a pak je to hodně ovlivněná těma hudebníma nástrojema, na který hrajeme, protože je to hudba akustická a v současné době, kdy už hodně jsou rozvinuté počítače a elektronika a tak vlastně ten spirit nebo to jemný tam je v té akustice, tím, že i někdy opakujeme ty motivy a jemně je rozvíjíme, tak tím vlastně získáváme takový jakoby cyklický, dochází k určitému usebrání, které nás jako často otevře pro nové věci.
Also, what influences the result is our instruments. Actually, they come from the Hussite era, and today, in these times when computers are very widespread, what we can offer is the soft acoustics or soft tones in the acoustics, and we repeat patterns, and we can develop some cycling patterns, and I believe this is what can bring people to themselves.
Very interesting. I would like to actually pull a little bit this idea of the improvisation to understand how do you see improvisation not only in your work but in your life. Do you have a practice of improvisation even away from the music?
Chtěl bych se vrátit k té improvizaci. Jak vy vnímáte improvizaci a nejenom ve vaší práci, ale i v celém životě? Dá se improvizace nebo nacvičujete si improvizaci?
No, to je moc hezká otázka.
That's a very good question.
Že taky jako vnímáme, že i jako i život se vlastně snažíme trošičku vnímat jako určitou improvizaci, to znamená být jakoby hodně otevřený tomu, co přichází, a zpětně jakoby vlastně ty podstatné věci se hodně děly, takže přicházely a byli jsme schopni to rozeznat, že tam snažíme se příliš tam nedávat jakoby úsilí a nějaký představy, ale spíš vnímat právě to, co přichází a v ten okamžik to zachytit. Ať je to setkání nebo nějaké možnosti spoluprací, koncertování, tak nás hodně baví být takový pozorný a zachycovat právě ty věci, jak přicházejí.
No, ta sorry, I'm sorry.
Yes, actually, we try to use improvisation throughout all of our lives. We try to be open to what can come, what is coming, and I believe we can distinguish these opportunities. We are not putting too much effort in our life or in our actions, or we are not trying to force in our own ideas into something, but I would say, we are trying to perceive what is available and be open to it and maybe capture what is coming to us. Even when we have concerts, this is how we work.
Taky ta improvizace vlastně otvírá dveře do nových světů a rodí se z ní nejvíc nové hudby, protože se jakoby zboří ta stará koncepce a narodí se něco nového.
And also improvisation opens the door to new worlds, to new music. New concepts are born through improvisation.
Wonderful answer. Thanks a lot. I wanted actually to really mention also that my practice is very much based on improvisation, more than ever. And it's interesting, I guess, to also be talking about improvisation in such a context, which is not improvised. There is very little improvisation in the shows you might see. There's very, very little because of the way, obviously, that there is so many elements involved. And for us, I think to have this space, for me to have a space of improvisation in my life is a key factor. And in a sense, if you ask me, what's been my spiritual journey about? I think definitely my spiritual journey in the past years has been about integrating improvisation to my everyday life. Basically, which means the here and now, live here and now, the being in the present moment. And our society is so obsessed, just to maybe put this like that, with remembering.
With what?
Remembering and thinking forward, that we have very hard time to be in the here and now, present, and being able to also dance with what's coming, How do you react to something if you can prepare yourself to the present moment. And I think all in all, it seems to me the general message that you can encounter, that anybody can encounter in actually most, if not all, of the spiritual path. If there's really one thing in common, is like, learn to live now, learn to be present.
Já ve svém životě, je to vlastně základ mého života, improvizace. V našem současném moderním kontextu je kolem nás improvizace velmi málo. V těch současných show je málo, ten prvek improvizace je tam málo zastoupen, ale proto toto je ta moje spirituální cesta. Ta spirituální cesta je ta, že jsem se pokusil přijmout improvizaci do svého života. Nyní je to pro mě klíčový faktor. Snažím se žít tady a teď, protože naše společnost je posedlá vzpomínáním anebo přemítáním o budoucnosti, o tom, co bude. Ale my můžeme přitom vlastně tancovat kolem toho, co se teď právě děje a být otevření tomu, co přichází. A myslím si, že to je dobré pro všechny, žít tady a teď.
Thanks a lot. How much do you approach the live performance in regards to improvisation, actually? Because as we will see you playing, do not miss again their show at midnight, please. It's going to be very special, especially also late in the night, like in the evening like this. But how do you approach it when you go on stage? Do we even talk about, okay, I start with this and then we'll see? Or you just go with the flow? You know each other so much, maybe?
Jak přistupujete k improvizaci například během živého vystoupení? Domlouváte se nějak třeba předtím, než vejdete na stage, ty třeba začneš tím a tím, anebo prostě to úplně necháváte běžet volně?
Tak většinou to vůbec nic neříkáme, nedomlouváme se, jdeme rovnou na pódium a vlastně hrajeme v tom přítomném okamžiku, ale máme to tak, že vlastně za ty léta jsme hodně propojení a dá se říct, že máme jakoby v zásobě, jakoby v hlavách našich, tak máme mnoho desítek jakoby skladbiček, témat a tak dále a vytahujeme ty trošku jako malí děti, když si hrajou s kostkama, tak je vytahujeme podle pocitu, podle nálady a mezi tím to dotváříme improvizací. Díky tomu taky spolu můžeme hrát už vlastně skoro 40 let, protože každý ten koncert pro nás je vlastně novej, je jiný. Takže my používáme různé jakoby skladbičky, které jsme si během těch let jakoby vytvořili, ale pokaždý je hrajeme trošku jinak a vlastně dáváme do úplně jiných kontextů a tím vzniká vlastně nová muzika. A když se to hodně jakoby uvolní, tak ty improvizace tam je opravdu hodně. Někdy se to jenom propojou ty skladbičky, ale vlastně pokaždý tam je ten tvůrčí proces jakoby té svobody a necháváme to přicházet. A věříme a máme tu zkušenost, že vlastně i to, jak se sejdou lidi, jaký je ten prostor, tak vlastně i tu pomáhá jakoby utvářet ten koncert.
No a ta improvizace udržuje člověka neustále.
I will forget.
Go for it. No?
I'm sorry. Omlouvám se. We actually don't make any arrangements prior to coming to the stage. We always play according to the present moment, but I believe there is a very strong connection between us that has been created over the years. We have been together for 40 years now, and we have many little pieces of compositions in our heads, and we actually play like small children play when they come to a playground and they just play their games. And so, yes, each concert is unique. It is the only concert and it will never repeat. And we do use our little compositions, but then when the atmosphere relaxes, we start using more and more improvisation, and this is the freedom of creation. And
Wonderful, thanks a lot.
Ta improvizace udržuje bdělou pozornost, protože vlastně člověk musí pořád reagovat v každém okamžiku a tím je vlastně pozorný během celého koncertu.
This is how you keep your concentration constantly focused. Focused concentration. That's what you need.
Yeah.
All the time.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, when I was when I was growing up, when I was discovering, honestly, more experimental forms of music, I remember being blown away. I really did not grow up in any artistic family background or anything. And so I discovered things quite late, you know, I mean, my early 20s, I started to really dig into music. And nobody prepared me to the fact that some people were improvising music, you know. And I would sort of like hand up.
That some people...
So that some people were improvising when they were playing. And so I remember like the first few shows where I went of improvised music, I was blown away. Because suddenly I had people in front of me which did not know. They did not know where they would go. And this clicked something in my approach to reality. Actually, much more than just music or art, but actually to reality. It really changed my way to perceive it. And especially as a spectator, as a listener, I was suddenly in complete empathy with what's happening on stage. Because I felt I need to help, you know. I need to be, I'm not anymore a passive listener, you know, okay, give me your song. No, I mean, those people are actually, I mean, we're not sure they're going to make it, you know. And this relationship for me has always been extraordinary and very, very important in any of the artistic moves that I encounter. And I do spend my life with artists now. I'm always focused on how much do this person allows himself to be naked or to be in a risky situation in front of the other. Sorry, it was a long, yeah, thanks. It makes sense maybe for you know.
Já jsem začal objevovat experimentální hudbu dost pozdě, někdy, když mi bylo kolem přes 20, nepocházím z umělecké rodiny a nikdo mě nepřipravil k tomu, na to, že vlastně lidé mohou improvizovat, když hrají. Když jsem to zjistil, že najednou jsem viděl lidi improvizovat, tak to ve mně něco spustilo a změnil se můj přístup k realitě. Jako posluchač nyní zažívám naprostou empatii s tím, kdo vlastně hraje na pódiu. Není to tak, že čekám, až teda zazní ta moje písnička, ale je to nyní něco úplně výjimečného. A teď nyní vlastně trávím spoustu času s muzikanty a zajímá mě, jak se to stane, že se úplně vlastně ztratí, že se úplně odhalí na tom pódiu a dají průchod té své hudbě.
It's gonna be almost time to watch the film. Do you want to say anything special, maybe, about it or about anything else? Do you want to add any words? No?
Teď je čas podívat se na náš film. No. Chcete ještě něco speciálního dodat?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. So just to make sure everybody knows, Vojta and Irena are going to be playing here at midnight.
Takže jenom, aby jste to všichni věděli. Vojta s Irenou budou hrát o půlnoci. Určitě si to nenechte ujít.
Before that, right now, I'm going to show a film we made together in 2008, Little Blue Nothing, which is a very special documentary to my heart. I think it's a pretty nice film. You should stay. It's a 50-minute long, and that's the only thing I'm going to show tonight, I think, because that's enough. Just like, I think I want to keep telling also that story. Maybe you can mention that.
Teď vám teda ukážu ten film. Film byl natočen v roce 2008, jmenuje se Little Blue Nothing, Malé modré nic. A je to film, který je velmi blízký mému srdci, trvá 50 minut, takže doufám, že si ho rádi poslechněte. A toto je jediný film, který já tady budu promítat, jestli se nepletu.
And then especially I wanted to tell you that tomorrow night here we are going to play together. And I'm very excited for this. It's also going to be at midnight, if I'm not wrong, tomorrow. Yeah. And when I mean we are going to play together, this is something I've been developing for the past years. What I call it's my improvised way to make films, which is basically the live cinema. So I will be probably there in the middle or around here, and I will be live editing different footage, different recordings I've been making over the years on different music from all around the world. And especially I will use a lot of the footage we've done with Irena and Vojta, because they will be playing on top of it at the same time. So they're going to be on stage, I'm going to be there, we're going to be creating an experience. It's going to be quite a trip, and that's going to be for tomorrow night. And at midnight tomorrow, please come back for that. That would be a pleasure. Maybe you should translate that.
A ještě jsem vám chtěl říct, že zítra večer budeme hrát všichni tři společně. Zase, jestli se nepletu, tak to bude zase o půlnoci. A je to vlastně něco, čemu já říkám improvizované filmy, tak to já tvořím. Je to něco, co se vyvíjí přímo na pódiu. Já živě budu editovat různé nahrávky, které jsem nahrál po celém světě. Hodně budu promítat nahrávky, které jsem natočil s Irenou a s Vojtěchem. A Irena s Vojtěchem k tomu budou na pódiu hrát. A já to budu vlastně takto pouštět.
So that's going to be a very beautiful dance together. Thanks so much. Just last word, on Friday, I will be performing solo on the Glow stage around 8:30. And again, that's going to be a live cinema. And this one's going to be very wild.
A poslední věc.
Okay.
Poslední věc v pátek budu hrát na Glow stage kolem 8:30. Zase to bude to živé kino, a takže vás taky všechny zvu.
Last thing, I'm going to be around if you have any questions later on, also for the next few days. Same maybe for Irena and Vojta. Anyway, you play here at midnight.
Budu tady, kdybyste někdo měli nějaké otázky.
Thanks to everybody behind there and for the lights and so on. Now we're going to watch Little Blue Nothing, a documentary that I made with Antoine Viviani and Gaspar Klaus on Irena and Vojtěch Havlovi in 2008.
A nyní si promítneme film Malé modré nic, který jsem natočil s Irenou a Vojtěchem Havlovým.
Please, you could give them a little bit of love. Thanks a lot.
Projevte jim svou přízeň.